Hello everyone, welcome back to CrackGradeB to another session of PIB. So today we will discuss important PIB articles from 11 to 12 July. Before starting the class, just let me know, am I audible or not? Then we will start the class. Can anyone please tell me whether I am audible or not? Good evening everyone. Okay, chaliye. Let's start today's class with few MCQs from the last class only because it's a ritual that we will move forward but before revising our whole content. Okay, volume is low. Is it fine now? Okay. Hello. अब सही है? Anyone? Okay, so wait for a few minutes. Hello, Manav, can you please tell me, am I audible or not? अब सही है? Volume low तो नहीं है? Is my voice fine? Fine. Okay. Okay. So let's start today's class with few MCQs from the last class only. Okay. Chaliye. So the first question is all about the PLI scheme for white goods, that is ACs and LEDs, which basically wants to increase the production and manufacturing of what? ACs and LED schemes. So now you have to tell me the correct answer of this question. Manav, I think Manav has given me the correct answer. So the first statement says the time period of this scheme is from financial year 2022 to financial year 2029. So yes, this statement is absolutely correct. Now the second statement says the total outlay of this initiative is 6,500 crores. So this statement is absolutely incorrect. Now you have to tell me the correct fact. What is the total outlay of this initiative? Very good. So the total outlay of this initiative is 6,238 crore rupees. Now the third statement says the project management agency of this initiative is BPIIT. So this fact is absolutely correct. Now you have to tell me who is the project management agency of this initiative. Anyone? Yes, very good. And the implementing agency is also wrong here. So the project management agency of this initiative is MSIFCI Limited, and the implementing agency of this initiative is DPIIT. So याद रहेगा सबको. Now the last statement says it shall extend an incentive of 4 to 6% on incremental sales of goods manufactured. So yes, this fact is absolutely correct. In this question, you need to identify the incorrect statements. So incorrect statements कौन से हो गए हमारे? 2, 3, 4. That is option number 1 is our correct answer. Here is the second question. Read it and then tell me the correct answer. बताइए everyone. So, what is the unemployment rate in India? So, according to the PLFS data, the unemployment rate in the country has reduced to 3.2%. So, you need to remember this fact that unemployment rate in the country has reduced to 3.2%. Okay, याद रहेगा? Now, here's your question number 3. That is, in which year the United Nations Convention on Law of the Seas was adopted? बताइए everyone. Yes, very good. बताइए, in which year the United Nations Convention on Law of the Seas was adopted? Yes, it was adopted in 1982. And when it came into force? In which year it came into force? Anyone? It came into force in which year? Yes, very good. It came into force in 1994. Very good. चलिए. So recently, this is your question. Read it and then tell me the correct answer. So recently, Prime Minister of the country is awarded with the Order of Saint Andrew the Apostle. This award is the highest national award of which country? Yes, very good. So this award is the highest national award of Russia. So you need to remember that it is given to the Prime Minister of India, that is Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. Okay, and who has given this award? Russia, and the award name is the Order of the Saint Andrew the Apostle. Okay. What is the base year of Consumer Price Index for industrial worker? बताइए. What is the base year of Consumer Price Index for industrial workers? Anyone who can give me the correct answer of this question? Okay, different answers. Anyone who can give me the correct answer? Meenakshi? Okay. So, the base year of Consumer Price Index for industrial worker is 2016. So, you need to remember the base year of all the important indexes. Okay? It is very important that the base year of this Consumer Price Index for industrial worker is 2016. याद रहेगा सबको? चलिए. Now, let's move to today's class. So, the first news is of Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. So basically they have launched the new initiative, that is Agri-Shore. Now what is the full form of this Agri-Shore? Full form is Agri Fund for Startups and Rural Enterprises. So what is the full form? You need to remember the full form of this initiative. Agri-Shore stands for Agri Fund for Startups and Rural Enterprises. So याद रहेगा सबको. What is the full form? Agri Fund for Startups and Rural Enterprises. So this fund is basically 750 crore rupees fund, and with the help of this initiative, government basically wants to increase the with the help of this fund, government will basically provide the financial support to whom? Financial support to the startups and to the rural enterprises who are basically working in the agriculture sector. Basically, by providing the funds to these startups and to these rural enterprises, we aim to increase what? Agriculture productivity in the country. We want to bring innovation in the agriculture sector so that the income of farmers can be increased in the country. So the major objective of this initiative is just that we will provide the financial support to the startups, to the rural enterprises that are specifically working in the agriculture sector. So, and at the end, why we are providing support or why we are providing financial support to these startups? Just to increase the agriculture productivity in the country by basically bringing innovation in the agriculture sector in the country. And at the end, obviously, we want to increase what? We want to increase the income of farmers. So this is the whole objective of this whole initiative. ठीक है? Now the facts and figures that you all have to remember. ठीक है? So first of all तो आपको फुल फॉर्म याद करनी है. मेरे साथ दोबारा रिपीट करेंगे आप लोग, so that आपको अभी के अभी सारी चीजें याद हो जाए. ठीक है? So what is the full form of Agri-Shore? Agri Fund for Startups and Rural Enterprises. क्या full form है? Agri Fund for Startups and Rural Enterprises. ठीक है? Now it is a fund. So इस fund का कितना value है? You need to remember this fact. The fund is worth rupees 750 crores and it is registered as category second alternative investment fund with SEBI. ठीक है? You need to remember this thing that it is a कितना वैल्यू है इस फंड का? 750 करोड़ रुपीस. रिमेंबर दिस फैक्ट. नाउ आउट ऑफ दिस 750 करोड़, 250 crore is provided by the NABARD. You need to remember this thing that 250 crore is provided by NABARD. Now the next 250 crore is provided by the Ministry of Agriculture, and the rest of the 250 crore will be provided by the other institutions. So याद रहेगा 750 में से 250 will be provided by the NABARD, 250 by the Ministry of Agriculture, and the rest of the 250 amount will be provided by whom? Will be provided by the other institutions. ठीक है? So बस इसमें आपको यही 2-4 चीजें याद रखनी थी. ठीक है? Now, basically to promote innovation, NABARD has launched this Agri-Shore Greenathon 2024. So in this hackathon or this Greenathon is launched by whom? NABARD. So आपको क्या याद रखना है? बस ये याद रखना है that this Greenathon, Agri-Shore Greenathon has been launched by the NABARD. Okay. Now the next news is of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So basically, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare has reviewed the Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana and Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. So उन्होंने कुछ data facts दिए कि out of basically total 34.7 crore Ayushman cards have been created under the Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. ठीक है? Now this initiative किसी को पता है कि कब launch हुआ था? When was Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana launched? किसी को पता है? Anyone? Who can tell me the correct fact here? When was Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana launched? Nobody knows this fact? Okay, so it's your homework that tomorrow you have to revise this scheme, that is Pradhan Mantri. Okay, Manav, very good. So this Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana was launched in 2018 and it is basically world's largest health insurance program. Now under this initiative, Government of India ensures the health insurance of 5 lakh rupees per family. Health insurance of 5 lakh rupees per family is being provided under this initiative. ठीक है? And there is no restriction on family size. तो यानी कि family कितने भी बड़ी हो, ऐसी कोई restriction नहीं है. ठीक है? So कितना health insurance provide कर रहे हैं? 5 lakh rupees का, and it is per family. And it is for which care? It is for the secondary and tertiary care. So under the Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, we are not providing any support for what? For the primary care. Remember this fact that under the Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, we are providing the support for the secondary and tertiary care only. Okay, so you need to remember these facts. Okay, and in the next class you have to revise this scheme. I will bring some MCQs so that कि हम लोग साथ में revise कर सके इस scheme के बारे में. ठीक है? Now the some facts and figures that you have to remember. 34.7 crore Ayushman cards have been created under this initiative and more than 7.3 crore hospital admissions were done under this initiative and it worth rupees 1 lakh crore. Okay, so just remember these two facts here. Now the next is, so there was a mention of this National Health Claims Exchange. So basically this National Health Claim Exchange processes the online claim settlement of the insurance industries. ठीक है? It basically process the online claim settlements of the Okay, it basically processes the online claims settlements that is being submitted by the hospital to the insurance company. So online process करेंगे जितना भी claim वगैरह का settlement होगा under the प्रधानमंत्री जन आरोग्य योजना. As you all know that under the प्रधानमंत्री जन आरोग्य योजना you can take healthcare facilities in the private hospitals as well. But private hospitals में होगा तो who will reimburse that amount? So the reimbursement is done by the government of India. So under this case obviously जो भी claim है वो कहाँ पे अब settle होंगे? वो यहाँ पे होंगे नेशनल हेल्थ क्लेम्स एक्सचेंज. ओके, एंड दिस नेशनल हेल्थ क्लेम एक्सचेंज इज बीइंग डेवलप्ड बाय द नेशनल हेल्थ अथॉरिटी इन कोलैबोरेशन विद द इंश्योरेंस रेगुलेटरी डेवलपमेंट अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया. सो याद रहेगा दैट दिस नेशनल हेल्थ क्लेम्स एक्सचेंज इज डेवलप्ड बाय नेशनल हेल्थ अथॉरिटी एंड इंश्योरेंस रेगुलेटरी डेवलपमेंट अथॉरिटी ऑफ इंडिया. ओके, सो रिमेंबर दिस फैक्ट. नाउ द नेक्स्ट न्यूज इज ऑफ मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ डेवलपमेंट एंड नॉर्थ ईस्ट रीजन. सो इसमें भी ज्यादा नहीं आपको याद रखना, थोड़ा सा ही है, ठीक है. सो रिसेंटली यूनियन मिनिस्टर ऑफ डेवलपमेंट ऑफ नॉर्थ ईस्टर्न रीजन हैज लॉन्च्ड दिस नेरेस ऐप. नाउ दिस ऐप स्टैंड्स फॉर नॉर्थ ईस्ट रीजन एग्रीकल्चर कम्युनिटी ई कनेक्ट. सो याद रहेगा आपको दैट दिस नेरेस वेब पोर्टल एंड मोबाइल एप्लीकेशन, दैट मीन्स दिस नेरेस स्टैंड्स फॉर नॉर्थ ईस्ट रीजन एग्रीकल्चर कम्युनिटी ई कनेक्ट. See, this initiative is basically launched by the government of India for what purpose? Basically to connect the farmers of the northeast region to the global market. So basically this web portal and mobile application will provide a facility, will basically provide a platform where the farmers of northeastern region can connect with the global market. For what purpose they will connect? Obviously, basically to do transaction. Now this northeastern region farmers can sell their produce in the global markets as well. Now this will basically increase the market access for whom? This will increase the market access for the northeastern region farmers. So by increasing the market access, obviously now the northeastern region farmers can sell their produce more, and by selling the produce more, obviously it will increase their income. So that's why this initiative is launched by whom? It is launched by the Ministry of Development of Northeastern Region. Remember this fact, and it stands for Northeast Region Agriculture Community E Connect. Okay, now in this thing आपको एक full form याद रखनी है, and the next thing that you have to remember is this, that this app features a multilingual helpline. So basically at this app the multilingual helpline will be provided, and जो languages होंगी वो कौन से होंगी? इंग्लिश में आपको support provide किया जाएगा, हिंदी में असमीज, बंगाली, नेपाली, खासी, मिजो, मणिपुरी. So need to remember the name of these languages. So support will be provided in multilingual basis, and the languages are multiple like English, Hindi, Assamese, Bengali, Nepali, Khasi, Mizo, Manipuri. Okay, याद रहेगा आप सबको? Okay, so now we have the phase 1 news. So the first phase 1 news talks about this index of industrial production. So we have talked about this index so many times. So in this index, that is India's index of industrial production. So जो भी value अभी make की, we don't need to remember all these figures. अभी नहीं करना है, जुलाई अगस्त में करेंगे, ठीक है? So अभी क्या पढ़ना है आपको? Static part. So this index of industrial production का base year क्या है? 2011 and 12. So remember this fact that the base year of index of industrial production is 2011 and 12. याद रहेगा. And the industries, as this is an index which basically measures the performance of various industries, how these industries are contributing in India's economy. So the industries are classified on the basis of broad sectors and the use-based sectors. So you need to remember that broad sectors like manufacturing, mining and electricity, and this use-based sectors includes capital goods, basic goods, intermediate goods, infrastructure goods, consumer durables and consumer non-durables. So you need to remember this thing, that the industries are classified on the basis of two things, that is one is broad sector and another is use-based sectors. And broad sectors includes three industries, that is manufacturing, mining and electricity. याद रहेगा सबको? Now the next is consumer price index number for base for rural, urban and combined. So again, you don't have to remember these numbers. We will remember these numbers, but from the July month onwards. Okay. Now some facts about this consumer price index combined. Now as you all know that RBI and Government of India uses this measure to basically measure the inflation rate in the country. As you all know this thing. Now, the base year of this CPI is 2012. Now, it is released by NSO, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Now, this CPI combined basically measures the inflation rate from the consumer perspective. Now, by analyzing the consumer price index combined, we get to know about the cost of living of the citizens of the country. Cost of living of the citizens of the country. Now, this consumer price index combined shows the level of inflation from the consumer perspective. That means from the demand side perspective. So, it is the appropriate measure to measure the cost of living of the citizens of the country. Okay. Now, what is the base year of this? Base year is 2011. Yaad rahega. Released by NSO, Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. And the components are food and beverages, pan, tobacco and intoxicants, clothing and footwear, housing, fuel and light, miscellaneous. So, you need to remember this fact that the highest weightage is given to the food and beverages and the lowest weightage is given to the pan, tobacco and intoxicants. Okay, remember this fact. Now, the next news is on-site review and executive committee meeting held for National Maritime Heritage Complex, Lothal, Gujarat. So, one of the important facts, so this news is not important, but what is important for us? Some facts about this National Maritime Heritage Complex. So, this complex is at the Lothal, Gujarat. So, you need to remember the location of this complex. So, this National Maritime Heritage Complex ka location kya hai? The location is Lothal, Gujarat, and this is basically implemented under the Sagarmala program of the Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. So, you need to remember this thing that this National Maritime Heritage Complex is being developed under which program of the Government of India? It is being developed under the Sagarmala program of Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. So, you need to remember this fact. Remember this thing, okay, that this National Maritime Heritage Complex, Lothal, Gujarat location hai, and it is developed under Sagarmala program, Ministry of Ports, Shipping and Waterways. Remember this thing. So, one of the two most important fact is mentioned in this first statement only, that you have to remember. Now, the next thing is government has allocated the 400 acres of land in the Saragwala village for this National Maritime Heritage Complex. So, you need to remember this fact that kaun se village ka land allocate ki government ne 400 acres of land in the Saragwala village for this National Maritime Heritage Complex. And what is the cost of this project? 4,500 crores. Okay. Now, the next is India's first deep water container transshipment port. So, आपको क्या याद रखना है? That recently Ministry of Ports has received the first mothership, that is MV San Fernando. So, what you need to remember that recently Ministry of Ports has received the first mothership MV San Fernando, and it will basically operate at the India's first deep water container transshipment port in Vizhinjam, Kerala. So, इससे आपको क्या याद करना है? That India's first deep water container transshipment port is in Vizhinjam, Kerala. So, you need to remember this location, that India's first deep water container transshipment port is at Vizhinjam, Kerala, and where the first mothership MV San Fernando will operate. ठीक है, तो इससे आपको ये fact याद रखना है. Now, the next thing that you have to remember, so this Vizhinjam port is also India's first greenfield port project in India. ठीक है, so बस आपको ये याद रखना है. And this Vizhinjam port is a public-private partnership and among the government of Kerala and the government of India and the Adani port says. So, what you need to remember that this Vizhinjam port is India's first greenfield port project in India and first deep water transshipment port in India as well, and it is a public-private partnership between Government of Kerala, Government of India and Adani port. याद रहेगा सबको? Now, the next news is recently government has declared 25th June as the Samvidhan Hatya Divas. So, you need to remember this fact that recently government has declared 25th June as Samvidhan Hatya Divas. तो याद रहेगी ये बात that recently government 25th June क्या रखा है? संविधान हत्या दिवस. Now, why government has declared this date 25th June as Samvidhan Hatya Divas? Because at this date in 1975 national emergency was imposed. So, you need to remember this fact that 25th June संविधान हत्या दिवस 1975 में नेशनल इमरजेंसी लगी थी, बिकॉज ऑफ विच राइट्स ऑफ द पीपल were violated. So that's why government has declared 25th June as Samvidhan Hatya Divas. Okay. Then now the next news we have National Industrial Corridor Development Corporation Limited, Logistic Data Services Limited has signed an MOU with Gujarat Infrastructure Development Board. So National Industrial Corridor Development Corporation Limited, Logistic Data Services Limited has signed an MOU with Gujarat Infrastructure Development Board. For what purpose? Basically to digitalize the whole logistic system in the Gujarat by leveraging this Unified Logistic Interface Portal. So why they have signed this MOU? To digitalize the logistic ecosystem in the state of Gujarat by leveraging this Unified Logistic Interface Portal platform. Okay? Now the next is Fisheries Summer Summit. So Fisheries Summer Summit was recently being organized by the Department of Fisheries at Madurai, Tamil Nadu. So you need to remember this fact that this Fisheries Summer Summit was organized by the Department of Fisheries at Madurai, Tamil Nadu. And at this summit basically 321. So see, PIB में ना there is a mention of two terms, that is 312 और 321. So और ये clarification कहीं पे भी नहीं दिया गया, PIB में ही दो जगह दिया हुआ है that 312 है प्रोजेक्ट या 321 है. So I am taking it as a 321. ठीक है, फिर कोई कमेंट में नहीं बोलना कि मैम आप गलत पढ़ा रहे हो, बट PIB में ही ये मेंशन है, we cannot do anything. PIB में दो बातें लिखी हुई हैं, so एक को तो सच मानना ही पड़ेगा ना हमें. So 321 fisheries projects launched at this event. Now these 321 fisheries project will cover the 19 states and UTs. You need to remember this fact. An investment of rupees 114 crores will be done to implement this 321 fisheries project, and it is supported. Basically, the support will be provided by the Department of Fisheries under the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. So remember this fact that this Fisheries Summer Summit was organized by Department of Fisheries at Madurai, Tamil Nadu. 321 fisheries project is launched, and with a total investment of 114 crores, it will cover the 19 states and UTs, and the support will be provided by the Department of Fisheries under the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. Now you have to tell me, you don't have to tell me now, but कल आपको revise करके आना है this initiative, that is Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. Okay. Now the next news is DEPW, that is Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disabilities, invites application for national awards for institutions engaged in empowering persons with disability. So basically the whole thing, what is important in this news, this fact is important that Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disability is basically implementing this national awards for institutions that is engaged in empowering persons with disabilities. So basically this whole award system will be provided under this scheme, that is Scheme of National Awards for the Empowerment of Persons with Disability. So who is implementing this initiative? This is being implemented by whom? It is being implemented by the Department of Empowerment of Persons with Disability. Okay, so to remember, or there is one another fact that you have to remember, that this International Day of Persons with Disability is celebrated every year on 3rd of December. So you need to remember this thing, that this International Day of Persons with Disability is celebrated every year on 3rd of December. याद रहेगा सबको? चलिए. Now the next is Shri Jayant Chaudhary addresses a zonal conference for Jan Shikshan Sansthan. So the conference is not important, but what is important for us? This Jan Shikshan Sansthan scheme. So this Jan Shikshan Sansthan scheme was launched in 1967 as Shramik Vidya Peeth. So you need to remember this thing, that this Jan Shikshan Sansthan scheme was launched as Shramik Vidya Peeth in 1967, and initially it was the scheme of Ministry of Education, but later on in 2018 the scheme got transferred from Ministry of Education to Ministry of Skill Development and Empowerment. So याद रहेगी ये बातें आपको, that this Jan Shikshan Sansthan scheme initially launched as Shramik Vidya Peeth in 1967, and in 2018 The scheme got transferred from Ministry of Education to Ministry of Skill Development and Empowerment. Now, what is this scheme is all about? Basically, with the help of this scheme, Jan Shikshan Sansthan, government wants to provide the skill training. Government wants to provide the skill training with the help of NGOs, and the entire funding will be provided by the Government of India. So Government of India said that with the help of this initiative, we want to basically provide skill training to whom? To the non-literates, to the new literates, individuals with rudimentary education and school dropouts up to class 12, age 15 to 45 years. So you need to remember this age limit. Age limit कितने लोगों को support करेंगे? Between the age of 15 to 45 years. And with the help of this initiative, we want to provide skill training, but with the help of NGOs, and the entire funding will be provided by the Government of India. याद रखनी है सारी बातें, ठीक है? So launched as Shramik Vidyapith in 1967, got transferred from Ministry of Education to Ministry of Skill Development in which year? In 2018. So these are the few facts that you have to remember from this initiative. Now the next is 109th session of the Maritime Security Committee. So this session held at IMO headquarters in London. So just remember this fact that this 109th session of the Maritime Security Committee held at IMO headquarters in London. Okay. Now the next is E-Office to be implemented in 133 attached subordinate office. So basically E-Office is going to be implemented. Now who is the nodal department for its implementation? You just need to remember the nodal department. So the nodal department for the implementation of this E-Office program is Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, and who is the knowledge partner? National Informatics Center. So yaad rahengi baatein that this initiative will be the nodal department for its implementation is Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, and who is the knowledge partner? National Informatics Center. Yaad rakhiye baat. Now the next is we have this World Population Day 2024. So you need to remember this fact that World Population Day is celebrated every year on 11th of July. Remember this fact. And the theme of this year's World Population Day is Leave No One Behind, Count Everyone. So when is World Population Day celebrated? It is celebrated every year on 11th of July. What is the theme? Leave no one behind, count everyone. ठीक है? Now the next is 7th India-Japan Medical Product Regulatory Symposium. So this symposium was organized by the Central Drugs Standard Control Organization under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So you need to remember this thing that this 7th India-Japan Medical Product Regulatory Symposium organized by the Central Drugs Standard Control Organization. Now, इससे ज़्यादा important पता क्या है? This Memorandum of Cooperation between India and Japan, which basically talks about that we want to increase the collaboration for medical product regulations. ठीक है? So India and Japan signed this Memorandum of Cooperation in 2015 for what purpose? To basically streamline the medical product regulation in both the countries. Now, this Memorandum of Cooperation between India and Japan was signed in 2015. Now, it was signed between Central Drugs Standard Control Organization and the Ministry of Health, Labour, Welfare and the Pharmaceutical and Medical Devices Agency of Japan. So you need to remember that it was signed between these two organizations, these three organizations. Now why signed? Obviously to increase the mutual cooperation in medical products, and the collaboration will be until December 2025. Now the next is Chardham pilgrims can now create their Ayushman Bharat health account on E-Swasthya Dham portal. So one fact that you have to remember that this E-Swasthya Dham portal has now been integrated with this Ayushman Bharat digital mission. Now with the help of this E-Swasthya Dham portal, so basically this E-Swasthya Dham portal is launched by the Uttarakhand government's Department of Health and Family Welfare. So which state has launched this? Uttarakhand government. So you need to remember this fact. Now basically with the help of this E-Swasthya Dham portal, it will help in monitoring the Char Dham Yatra pilgrims health parameters. So this app is specifically designed by Uttarakhand government to monitor the health parameters of the Char Dham Yatra pilgrims. Okay. Now we have the exercise Pitch Black 2024. So this exercise Pitch Black 2024. So what you need to remember about, there are some facts about this exercise Pitch Black. So location का है, कहाँ पे exercise होने वाली है? It is going to be held at Royal Australian Air Force Base, Darwin, Australia. So you need to remember this fact that this exercise pitch black is basically multinational naval exercise. Okay. I'm sorry, it is not naval exercise, it is Air Force exercise. Okay. So this about exercise pitch black. Location क्या है? At Royal Australian Air Force Base, Darwin, Australia, and it is a biennial multinational exercise hosted by this Royal Australian Air Force. So you just need to remember few facts. कहाँ पे हुआ है? कहाँ पे हो रहा है? Darwin, Australia, and it is a biennial multinational exercise hosted by this Royal Australian Air Force. Okay. Now the next is GEM records 136% quarter-on-quarter growth over last year's gross merchandise value. So as you all know that GEM is a platform which basically promotes the procurement of goods and services by the government departments. Now this GEM has recorded a gross merchandise value of 1,24,761 lakh crore. So you need to remember this fact that GEM has recorded a gross merchandise value of 1.24 lakh crore, and out of this 1.24 lakh crore 80,500 crore worth is services. ठीक है, and this gross merchandise value has shown a growth rate of 136%. So याद रहेगा सबको. So quarter growth, so quarter में कितना growth show किया है? 136%. Gross merchandise value of 1.24 lakh crore, and out of which 80,500 crore is of services, and it has shown a growth of 330%. Now there are some facts. Now there are some initiatives that was mentioned in the PIB that you all need to remember. So this GEM Sahayak program. So basically government has launched this GEM Sahayak portal. Sahayak मतलब आपको पता है means कि who is a supporter, who is a helper, who is basically helping us. Now government aims to create a network of 6,000 to 7,000 trained and certified helpers with the help of this program. Now these helpers will basically assist the GEM sellers. They will basically assist the GEM sellers to operate on the GEM platform and to basically improve their business opportunities. ठीक है? What do you need to remember? Nationwide network of 6,000 to 7,000 trained certified helpers. Okay. Now the next is new revenue policy of GEM. So GEM said that we want to promote the sellers. We don't want to discourage them. So for this purpose, basically they have created this new revenue policy, and under this new policy basically the seller services providers will be charged only at 0.3% when the order value is of more than 5 lakh rupees. So what they are saying, that they are saying if your order value is more than 5 lakh rupees, then you will be charged at 0.30% only. Earlier government, the GEM platform used to charge 0.45%. So you need to remember this thing. Charge has been reduced from 0.45% to 0.3%, and order value किससे ज़्यादा होनी चाहिए? 5 lakh से ज़्यादा. That it should be more than. If the order value is more than 5 lakh rupees, then they have to pay the charge at 0.3%. Okay. No, the battery is not low actually. ठीक है. चलिए क्लास खत्म होने वाली है. इतनी तो होगी ना कि आप लोग एडजस्ट कर सकते हैं. Can you please tell me? Battery is not low. Battery is full. Okay. Very good, Maharshi, for telling me the correct fact. Now, these transaction charges would be capped at maximum कितना amount का आप charge कर सकते हैं? 3 lakh rupees as against 72.5 lakh rupees. So earlier they can charge maximum of 72.5 lakh rupees as charges, but now the government has capped this value at 3 lakh rupees only. So you need to remember, charge कितना reduce किया है? 0.45% to 0.3% on order value of more than 5 lakh. ठीक है? And what government said, that we have these transaction charges would be capped at maximum of 3 lakh, and earlier the amount was 72.5 lakh. ठीक है? So ये बातें आपको याद रखनी है. Now this Aadhaar collection. So basically this Aadhaar collection is launched by the GEM. ठीक है? And it is a part of GEM's Vocal for Local Outlet Store Marketplace. So in this news, just remember this fact that this Aadhaar collection is launched by whom? It is launched by the GEM, and it is part of GEM's vocal for local outlet, store, marketplace, ठीक है. And what is the objective of this Aadhaar collection? Basically, with the help of this initiative, GEM wants to promote the procurement of handicraft products. So what they want to promote? They want to promote the procurement of handicraft products from this with the help of this initiative. याद रहेगा सबको? Okay, that's it. So that's it for today's class. Now if you have any doubt, you guys can ask, otherwise we will end the session here. And yes, Maharshi, the class will now held at 4 PM only, ठीक है? And जब तक backlog cover नहीं होगा, we will try to conduct classes on a daily basis. Karthik, I think you should do phase one month news from. I will suggest you that you should from the June month. ठीक है? June month से phase 1 भी करेंगे तो चल जाएगा. Okay? Ma'am, I had a doubt. We have to cover the schemes from March to April. And what are the important must-do ministries whose schemes we have to do? Okay, so Khushi, I think schemes भी कर रहे हैं तो मार्च से कर लीजिए. Schemes तो सबसे ज़्यादा important है. ठीक है? Start scheme from the March month. ठीक है? And which ministries are important? Ministry of Finance. Then Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Then we have the Ministry of Women. So these three ministries, I think, one of the most important ministries जिसकी आपको each and every scheme करनी चाहिए. Okay? Dear, you have to do the whole PDF. ठीक है? We have just phase 1 वाला है वो because it is specific to the phase 1. But जो phase 2 वाली news है, it is equally important for your phase 1 exam also. ठीक है? So you need to do the whole PDF, dear. Okay? Yes, Manav, we will work on this issue. Okay? Dear, phase 1 के लिए you should start from June. ठीक है? But phase 2 वाली news you have to start from the March month. Ashish, how extensively should I cover RBI annual report? I will suggest you जहाँ पे भी कोई अच्छी summary मिल रही है, do it from that only. ठीक है? I will not suggest. Yes, obviously questions बहुत सारे आते हैं, but I will suggest you that you should solve those 150 MCQs that is being created by our team. So CrackGradeB के अगर आप student हो, so you should solve the 150 MCQs that is based on annual report. If you will cover these 150 MCQs, then definitely you don't have to cover annual report from any other source. Okay? And class अब 4 बजे ही होगी. ठीक है? So everyone, make your schedule accordingly. चलिए, let's end this session here and keep revising everyone. Thank you so much.